episode are we on? Oh, okay, episode 46. Count on strange things from this group. So we'll go to get started. It is 7 o'clock my time. Of course, I'm so convenient. I get to be so privileged to live on the West Coast, so it's 7 o'clock here. And you can see we have a special guest with us this week, and it is none other than Count Von Strange. Before we jump into our quotes, so we got some questions for you tonight. First off, give us a little brief information about your channel, what you like to do, what you like to collect.
Well, you know, I've been on YouTube for about a year and a half now. It started off a comic channel, and it still is. For the most part, it still is. But, you know, I've been collecting a lot of new comics, like that come out on Wednesdays. But recently, I've kind of made the choice that I think I'm going to start, I guess, collecting less of the new stuff and going back and trying to find some more back issues, Bronze Age stuff. So that's kind of, you know, one of the things I collect. And then I've also been veering off a little bit into getting some like horror movie figures and stuff like that too. So, you know, I do a lot of videos and stuff on those.
Anybody else have any questions for Count Von Strange before we move into our movie quotes?
No.
How long have you been collecting comics?
I got into it about 7 years ago. Some people I worked with were really into it. So hanging out with them and, you know, talking with them and stuff, I kind of, you know, ended up getting into the hobby of collecting. And, you know, ever since then, it's just been nonstop every week, every other week at least.
Oh, I did not forget about you guys. I'm looking in our private chat. Anybody else have any questions?
No.
No? Nothing?
Man.
Not really.
We're good.
Wow. So I'll ask them, what is your wife's significant other? If you got one, what do they think about your collection?
I do have a girlfriend, and she is 100% cool with it. As a matter of fact, she went with me last night to buy comics. But she's, you know, 100% supportive of, you know, the hobby. So she doesn't hate on it, doesn't make fun of me. She sometimes, you know, will read some of the comics that I get, you know, just to, I guess, dabble and have a common interest. So she's really cool about it.
That's cool.
She sounds like a keeper.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Okay, so I guess we'll go ahead and jump into the movie quotes. And as always, when we start with a guest, go ahead and Von Strange, why don't you give us your quote for the evening?
All right. It's not a comic book movie. It's a comedy, so give you a little bit of a hint. My quote is, pools are perfect for holding water.
Point Break.
No.
You said fools are perfect?
Pools.
Pool.
Pools are perfect for holding water.
I want to say Joe Darte.
No. That'd be a good guess, though, but no.
What decade? Do you have a decade for it, maybe?
Recent. It was in the last 10 years. It's got Andy Samberg in it.
Oh, I don't even know if I've even seen any of his movies.
I don't think I have either.
All right, well, I guess we're going to have to give up on that one. What is it now?
It's Hot Rod.
That's one where he's trying to raise money for his stepdad.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
They keep kicking his ass, I think, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Okay, moving on to Midwest. Paul, go ahead. What's your quote?
Quote is, first character goes, have you ever killed anyone? Second one goes, yeah, but they were all bad. Come on, that's a softball.
I know it is. I know it sounds so familiar.
Yeah,
Heard that too.
Oh, man.
Oh, Paul. You got to make me think.
Logan.
No, it's not Logan being all Logan-y.
True Lies.
There you go.
Yes.
I was getting ready.
I was just gonna say, think of the Austrian death machine.
Get to the chopper.
Spectacular Spider Grandpa. Go right ahead.
Before I do my quote, we're gonna check the chat here. It's hopping already. We got the comic board in here, comically flawed in here. Cat Wren, the lovely Cat Wren's in here. The lovely Stephen Higgins is in here. Drew Manchu is in here. He says, "What's up, Count Von Strange?" Tess Comics is in here. British Kiki guy. everyone, British Creaky Guy's trying to get his wife to read more comics. So when you guys are showing your comics or everything, you think Mrs. BGG would like it, give her a shout out. So, who else? Super Sarah Stuff just popped in and said, "What's up?" And Jason Smith, as always, is here. Aim High just popped in. So we got 19 watching right now. And
Nice.
my quote is, since Count Von Strange is a big horror fan, I decided to go with a horror movie. What did you rewrite the whole thing, or just the parts that don't suit your needs?
Evil Dead.
No, 1984.
1984.
What did you rewrite the whole thing, or just the parts that don't suit your needs? And they're talking about the Bible here.
From movies from 1984.
Yes, classic movie.
Man,
I can't think of any horror movies from back then other than like Friday the 13th.
Hush your Funko mouth.
What? I'm lost.
It's
Monster
not
Squad.
It's not Monster Squad.
Bogus.
Oh.
Wolfman's got nads.
Man does have that.
Sounds familiar.
It is Children of the Corn.
Oh.
I don't think I've seen that movie either.
What?
Linda
That's a
Hamilton.
Stephen
Come
King
on.
classic, man.
Sorry.
Bunch of creepy ass kids.
Trinity.
Malachi.
All right, mine is it's a comedy, but I'm gonna say it's a comic book movie. The human brown eye here is a walking calamity. We're gonna have to take a pass on this whole stage trashing business. Otherwise, he's gonna kill himself.
Oh, come on. I know what that is. We were talking about it earlier. I just watched it a couple weeks back. Anybody else got it? No? Mallrats.
Ding, 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 ding.
He was watching it today.
Yep.
I figured it was gonna be a softball. So.
And mine is from movie late 80s, early 90s, I think. I'm gonna try to do it. You know, I'm horrible about doing impersonation, but I'm gonna try it again. You let the goddamn cats try. I'll break them cats' goddamn necks.
Coming to America?
No, it's not a comedy either.
Of Mice and Men.
Of Mice and Men, it is correct. You are correct, Trinity.
John Malkovich.
John Malkovich. Wow, I was pretty stumped everybody on that one. Okay, so we'll go ahead and move on from our boot quotes, and we'll jump right into our comic book review portion, and we'll start with Count Von Strange. What's your first book for the evening? You
All right.
want to review?
First one I got on the pile here is I picked up Super Sons 3. All right. So far I've thoroughly enjoyed this storyline. I guess it started in Superman 10, and I read that after picking up issue 1 of this, but what I like about the art's good in this book, but the story is what gets me. It's basically, I like the side of it that it's 2 kids that their dads just happen to be superheroes that want them to live sort of normal lives, but they bicker and fight like normal kids would. But at the same time, the things they like sneak out of the house at night to do aren't the things that normal kids would do. And they're like, your dad's this, your dad's that, and it's funny to think of that they're talking about superheroes and stuff like that. So that was one of the better storylines that I read this week, I think.
Okay. See who else said this. Paul, you said you read that this week as well, right?
No, I didn't get to that one. I have it, but I haven't read it yet.
You haven't. Well, when I asked you, I said, "What books did you?"
I didn't tell you I read it.
Why would you tell the Super Sons then? Damn. Good day, sir.
You wrote it down
I said
wrong.
good day.
Super Sons, eh?
So, who else read that then? It was
Boy.
Mike. Mike, you read that one.
Yeah, before we get into that, though, I just found out through the chat it is Cat Ren's birthday tomorrow. So happy birthday to Cat Ren.
Yay.
Happy birthday.
Super Sons, yeah, amazing stuff. I don't know what else there is to say. I forget. Truthfully, my forgetful ass forgot what it was about, and I'm gonna flip through it real quick. Oh yeah, the Super Duffies, and yeah, I don't want to spoil this too much since Paul didn't read it yet. But yeah, good
Go
stuff.
ahead. It's not the end of the world.
Well, you were in quarantine, so I thought it was. I was crying. Let's talk about this instead. I'm going to buy this motherfucker. I don't care what y'all say. Superhero Girls. I do have the Harley Quinn one, but I want this one now. So, anyway, this book is a stash for me. Super Sons has been killing it since issue 1.
Yep. I would agree with that.
Did you read it, Jeremy?
No, I didn't read it.
I thought I wrote you down. I have it. I haven't read it yet. This has been one of my favorite Rebirth titles because I do love the interaction between the two boys and how one's this arrogant punk and this other one's like this Boy Scout where he wants to do everything right. It's a great dynamic between you two, and I'm looking forward to reading this one.
Yeah, it's you'll like this issue. They go back and forth a lot. Well, they go back and forth in the past issues, but this one really make fun of their fathers and stuff. And yeah.
Okay, Paul, what's your first book this evening?
It ain't Super Sons.
Damn right. Punisher 11. Continuing my my recent love affair with Marvel. This book was fucking hysterical, violent, just awesome. Everything I want in a Punisher book. Best line in the book is there's this agent sitting there and she looks off and she sees a boat off in the distance and she's like, well, the boat's off out there, but where's the Punisher? And the next panel, the boat blows up and she goes, so he's on the boat then. I mean, it's just the storyline's been really good, really ultra violent, and it reminds me of Punisher Warzone movie, which I personally liked because I think it, as much as the character on the Daredevil show, because I thought it captured Punisher. It didn't shy away from the violence. It was just brutal, and that's what Punisher should be.
Mike, I know you picked it up, but you didn't read it?
I didn't read it yet. I picked it up for the shark. My grandpa loves the sharks.
That's right. Jeremy, you read it, though.
Oh, yeah, I read it. I really liked it. I read it because Mike picked it up, and I saw the cover, and I liked it. And I knew Paul had been talking about how good it was. And I was kind of, like, when I started reading it, I was hoping that it was going to be a good place to jump on. But I like how they gave the little brief synopsis of, like, what's been happening leading up to this. So if you just picked it up off the shelf, not knowing anything before that, then you would be caught up. And I definitely was. And like you said, it's ultra violent. Like, my favorite part was when they had him like tied up and they was gonna try like, all right, just go kill the Punisher. And like it don't go down like that. I ain't gonna spoil it, but it's pretty much it's very, very, very good. I like stash for me.
I didn't pick it up, but I do agree with you, Paul, about Punisher Warzone movie with I forgot the name of that actor.
Ray Stevenson.
Ray Stevenson. I actually loved that. Had a lot of stuff that was kind of over the top, but it was far better than Thomas Jane Punisher as far as I was concerned. I think it captured a lot more of what the Punisher was in that movie. But I digress.
I mean, that first scene where all the mobsters are sitting at the table eating dinner, and all of a sudden the lights go out and the flare drops, and he comes down from the ceiling. I was like, that's it.
Yeah. Mike, what's your first book?
We got 21 people watching right now. Havoc Comics just joined us, formerly Christian Collins. He's got an awesome contest going on right now with some great prizes. Jock Yo just popped in. Who else? Pop Dot Comics is here. JLS Comics is here. Airborne popped in. So we got a pretty rowdy crowd going on. My first book is going to be Guardians of the Galaxy Dream On. I just knew I was going to hate this book. But there is no Aerosmith cameo in this book. Highly disappointed. No, this book opens with Drax killing Thanos. I was like,
Oh.
yeah, I was like, what the fuck, really? Well, we come to find out all the Guardians have been captured, and they're trapped in a like a dream world, and they're all living their dreams. Like Peter Quill's with his family, Rocket's getting massaged on by bunny rabbits. It's a little weird, but
Wasn't that an episode of the original Star Trek series?
I don't know, but right about now, being massaged by bunny rabbits sounds pretty damn good.
Only you.
Only me, only Grandpa. We come to find out who has trapped them, and if you remember from back in the day, Death's Head, he's the one who captured them, and I was sold right there because I used to love Death's Head, and this was a stash. I'm assuming this is a one-shot before they start their new series because it just ends. So we will see. But Death's Head is in this book, so pick it up.
Oh, was that a $5 cover price on that?
This is a $300.99 cover price. Yeah, $3.99.
Oh, okay, that's not. I guess that is $4.99. Trinity, what's your first book for the night?
Well, let's see. Havoc Comics said he wanted to hear the new Batman review, so let's go ahead and get into it. I picked this up, Batman 21, The Button, and it's my pick of the week, obviously. I mean, I know everybody thought it was going to be my pick of the week going in, but my favorite panel in the whole book was when Batman throws the button back down and it reaches, and it like interacts with Psycho Pirate's mask or something, and it blows him down, and he looks up and he sees his daddy standing there. It's like Flashpoint Batman standing there, he reaches up and he fades away. And then when he Reverse Flash comes in, it's like me and Paul was talking about in the chat, and it's pretty much a battle between Batman and the Reverse Flash the whole book, until Reverse Flash grabs that button, and he, like, this blue light comes out of nowhere, and he says, "Oh God, I saw God," and then like he dies. Pretty much he dies. But it's pretty obvious to me. I don't know if it was obvious to you guys. It wasn't God he saw. It was Dr. Manhattan.
Yeah.
So I'm ready for the Flash next week.
The question was Dr. Manhattan naked when he saw him?
No big blue donger hanging out. No.
Only Mike would ask that question. But yeah, pick of the week, man.
I grabbed the two. I grabbed the lenticular cover as well. Now, this was not my pick of the week. It's not far down off that list, but I felt with such a, so much going into this book, so much leading up to it, that they would have a bigger, thicker book. I mean, was it still the normal, like 32 pages? I don't remember.
But you have to understand, though, you should have been reading The Flash the whole time, because in Flash 19, at the very end of the book, something happens and Reverse Flash gets brought back, and he says, "I remember." The very last page panel in the book is a big page, and it's Reverse Flash standing there, and he says, I remember everything. The Batman, Thomas Wayne, he killed me. So he's coming there, and like that's where he finds the letter. That's why it shows where he grabs the letter that Thomas Wayne sent to Bruce with Barry. So,
yeah, even if I buy the Flash. I haven't read. I'm behind on it, but I don't think it was enough. I needed to have more to it other than just the fight between Batman and Reverse Flash. I just felt like there just needed to be a little bit more to make me really be sucked into the story. Like I said, they've been leading up to this now since summer, and I just figured it would have, and it didn't have that pop that I wanted to, and maybe I just went in expecting too much, kind of like I did with Logan. So it's a stash only because it's Batman. I hate to say. Oh, sorry, Jeremy. Count Street.
That don't mean it's right.
Count Street, I know you said you read this book too.
I liked what I read, but the only thing I didn't really care about was they took basically 5 minutes of story and they stretched it out over the entire comic. And it was just, how much can you talk about, 5 minutes of a storyline in 32 pages, I guess. So there wasn't a lot going on. I didn't think, other than the fight was cool, and seeing Reverse Flash was pretty cool, and then getting the the Dr. Manhattan teaser at the end, like Jeremy said, it's not God, it's Dr. Manhattan. That was pretty cool too. So it got me interested, I guess, to read a little bit more of it when Batman 22 comes out. So I'll definitely pick that up too.
And another thing, it's got me interested in, because if you notice, when he grabs the button, the blue flash comes and the screen in Batman's computer busts, and he's gone for a few panels. It shows a few panels. He's gone, and then the blue light comes back, and he's there, and he's half of him's dead, and he's saying, "I saw God. I saw something. I saw God." And it's obviously the Dr. Manhattan, but I want to know where he went. What happened. I guess that's what they'll pick up, because the Flash shows up right at the end of it. I guess they'll pick up right there.
I'm like, why? I mean, why'd he kill just the Reverse Flash? Batman touched it, and the Flash touched it too. So,
not
out of
after
all three of them, why just him?
Not after it interacted with Psycho Pirate's mask, though.
I got you.
Because remember when Batman got close to it, it shocked him and blew him back.
Yeah. Okay.
And it could be just because maybe different intentions on picking up the button too. We don't know. We'll find that out more as it goes on too. Paul, Batman, what do you think?
Well, like you, I expected more out of it, but also I think there was so much build up to this book that everybody was bound to be disappointed on some level. But I mean, I expected more than just a book length fist fight. But you know what? That was one hell of a fucking fist fight. I mean, every panel, someone's getting their face, blood spraying out, and Knuckles. And all I could think of is Rocky IV, where they keep superimposing the images of the head punches over each other. I mean, it was like, this is a fight. I mean, but I think it could have had so much more. I mean, it was kind of a letdown, but at the same time, I'm really excited for the story. So it's just Ash.
Mike.
Yeah, you guys pretty much said it all. Like you, Dave, I felt that there could have been more. One thing I want to question Jeremy about is, why is Batman always getting his ass beat so bad? I mean, he just got his ass handed to him by Bane, and now
look, dude, this is Reverse Flash. But in true Batman fashion, when Reverse Flash says, "You can't touch me. I can, as soon as I vibrate, you can't touch me." And Batman looks up at him and smiles, and blood comes out of his mouth, and he says, "Yeah, but every time you vibrate like that," he said, "you got to have a part of you that's steadied on the ground." He stabs a batarang through his foot.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool about that part, and the little timer, what is it, a minute before Flash actually gets there to save him. But yeah, this is a definite stash. Can't wait for part 2. Not my pick of the week though.
The chick, and what I want to know, I want to ask y'all, the chick in Arkham, was that supposed to be Harley at the beginning of it?
I'm not sure who that was supposed to be.
Was that
I don't think they made it clear enough.
I don't think that was it either.
That wasn't Gotham Girl, was it? Or whatever her name is?
I don't think so. She shaved her head, remember? I don't know. Last time we saw her, she had a shaved head, I think.
Okay. I would...
Because she was saying, she's like, this is the game. This is the game where he dies. He kills him.
Oh, yeah. Drew Manchu brought up something I want to touch base on. I've been a hockey fan for, I don't know, a long time. They would have never let a hockey fight go on to the other person dies. They would have broke that.
Indeed, they would not.
They would have broke that shit up quick.
But this is Gotham.
Yes, maybe it's different in Gotham.
To me, I would have happily paid a few dollars more if they would have had a thicker book like the Rebirth one that came out last summer. Just to have that more meat to that story. I would have happily paid a couple dollars more, a few dollars more for that if it would have had more story, double that size right there. That would have been perfect, and I would have paid for it.
Cat said Saturn Girl. She said in Supergirl's book you see more into Saturn Girl.
Ah, okay.
Okay, so she's one of Legionnaires.
Okay, yeah.
Why is she in Arkham though? Is she evil?
Okay, so moving on. My first book is World Reader by Aftershock Comics.
What the fuck is that?
So it very, very much kind of reminded me of Silver Surfer-esque kind of cover on that. It's about these people. They're going across the universe, figuring out why all these worlds are dying. And this one woman can talk to the dead people who were on this planet before. And there are two of them on the planet trying to figure out what's going on. The art is really like almost psychedelic kind of art to it.
You buy the weirdest books.
Well, I have to give the people what they want. I have to talk about books. So she ends up seeing only one soul on this planet. Usually she's able to see all the people who had died, and she's trying to figure out why she's only able to see this one soul. And it's a kid, and the kid's explaining to her like what happened, how they got where they were, and she talks about, well, there should be other traces left, and she says, you're the only voice I could find here. Why? And he said, because he took him, and all of a sudden this big monster here pops up, end up swallowing that kid whole, and they're backing out, and then it ends with her and her partner finding, and she's talking about he's killing life. I don't know. I don't think I'd pick up issue 2. It's not really my cup of tea. When I read the synopsis on it, was talking about planets. It kind of reminded me a lot of Silver Surfer, kind of like moving from planet to planet. But it's a blast for me though. I don't think anybody else picked up that book. And then we'll go to
if Mike didn't, nobody did.
If what?
If Mike didn't, nobody did. He picked up like 832 books this week.
Yeah.
I wish.
833. Get it right.
Okay.
So I put like 5 back because I didn't want to get them. So then I go to what is that? Comic Shop Online and just order them there. Why I just didn't get them at the store? I don't know, but I'm a fucking idiot.
Did you say you went back and ordered them online?
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
Yep. I was like, you know what?
Goodness.
I really want to read those, and I'm too lazy to get up and go get them because I know they're still sitting there. But it is what it is.
Okay. Jumping on to what's your second book for the evening, Von Strain?
I'll go with God Country 4.
Oh yeah.
All right. That is a very solid book. I know that there's been some people hating on it recently, like they don't care for the story, and they're entitled to that opinion. But I enjoy this book a lot. Basically, it picks up where Emmett's. I guess I'm going to spoil this if you haven't read it. Where Emmett's going after his granddaughter in hell, and he finally meets up with. I want to say the guy's name is Balgrim, or I can't really pronounce it, but
close enough.
Belgrim.
Yeah. Belgrim. Yeah, and you kind of get to see the story take off from a different realm now, as opposed to them coming to Earth. So that was very interesting. And then you get to see, someone else finally hold the sword. And I like that aspect that, it was, would Volfax say that people didn't choose to hold him. He chose who, held him, basically. And then you see Emmett beat the crap out of him towards the end of the thing and save his granddaughter. Yeah. It was a very, very good story. And I would say, yeah, it's definitely a stash for me.
He beat him into, like, pulp, as you can see right there. Yeah.
Oh, go ahead, Mike. I know Paul didn't read this one. What was your opinion of it?
Yeah, I'm gonna be sad when this book ends. For a book that I hated right at the first issue, I'm really gonna be. I'm gonna cry again when this. But shit's about to hit the fan. Grandpa's all like, "Let's finish this shit," and yeah, this was a stash for me.
You cry if someone sneezes, you little pansy.
Is it just a 6-issue arc, or is it?
I think yeah.
It's 6 issues, yeah.
Man.
It's kind of a bittersweet thing that it's 6 issues, though, because they could write a solid 6-issue storyline and not have the risk of tainting the story after so many issues later on. So I kind of like the idea that it's short.
That's true.
How about you, Jeremy?
Oh, that's my co-pick of the week, man. I love that book. God Country's been amazing for me. I'm so glad I picked it up. The bonus is this don't spoil nothing about the book, but you get to see giant tarantulas eating a dead rabbit.
It ain't the
What?
rabbits that's it ain't the rabbits that's massaging Rocky.
I was
is
just
it?
gonna say, are they the same ones that are massaging Grandpa over there?
I don't know. They said, "Get your hands on my man." Took the rabbit out.
All right.
This has been a pretty solid book for me too, and the story keeps getting better and better. I do like the fact that Valifex, like you say, chooses who's going to wield him. I guess him, her, whatever. I don't know what it is. In today's world, you got to be careful. But I do really enjoy that. I think it's a great story, and it is kind of bittersweet that it is only 6 issues long. I'm wondering how this is going to end out. I wonder. I'm trying to speculate on at the end of this book, if he loses the sword, is he going to lose his memory? Is he going to go back to how he was before? I don't know, but I am interested to see how that's going to end. And I only got 2 issues left, and so I'm looking forward to those.
I hope it ends with the guy from Forged in Fire coming out, grabbing the sword and cutting through a pig carcass and saying, "It will cut."
On a note just a note on this, whenever I read it, the guy Emmett Quinlan, I hear the narrator from Swamp People in my head.
Do you think Valifex is going to do infomercials like the Ginsu knives? Ekatsu cans, Ekatsu tomato. You think he's going to do that? Is that what you're thinking? No?
Check it.
Oh, okay. That fell fast.
No, you never seen that show, Forged in Fire?
No, I have never seen that show.
Oh, it's hysterical.
So
It's a reality show where they forge knives and swords and then cut shit up.
Oh, no, don't watch it.
It sounds awesome.
The chat's still hopping. Lunchbox Batman popped in here. Aim High Comics says there's some breaking news. Batgirl 10 will be the first appearance of new character called Black Sun. So be on the lookout for that. Popcom popped in here, and everyone's asking about Redneck.
So you're doing our next. Oh no, Paul's up next. So what's your next book, Paul?
Let's do Redneck.
Okay.
I don't know. I liked it, but I mean, it was just kind of okay. I mean, the art wasn't the best thing I've ever seen in the world, and I just felt like it didn't give me enough. I mean, I'm giving it a soft stash because I want to see where it goes, but I'm just like, this is a book about a couple of vampires who go out and get drunk and come home, and not a whole lot happens until the last couple pages, and I'm just like, vampire books need to have people getting their heads torn off and shit. And I don't know. I'm interested to see where it goes, but I was iffy on it.
Is that the train?
Yeah, somebody's leaving.
I know Accountant has a train that goes by.
Oh, there's not a train right now.
Oh, okay.
Someone did drive by with a loud car just now, so that probably was it.
So go ahead, Mike. What do you think?
I thought it was pretty good. It's like different generations of vampires that live. They're rednecks. I mean, they live in this shanty old house, and a couple of the younger ones go out and get into some trouble. Like Midwest said, I'm curious. I'm gonna keep getting it. See how it goes. Nothing really violent happens towards the end, though. One scene where he's opened a beer bottle with his fang was pretty cool. But yeah, I loved it. I'm gonna keep getting it. It's a stash for me.
I thought it was weird they had a beer called Bloodweiser.
Bloodweiser.
And the guy said you got drinking a beer made of human blood and turpentine.
It's cow's blood.
Cow's blood.
Yeah, cow
blood,
blood.
Yeah. So what else do you think of it, Jeremy?
I liked it. It's a stash for me. I'm gonna pick it up. Like I got I can't pronounce his last name, but that Eric guy from Facebook, he messaged me and said he got me a copy of number 1, so I went ahead and put 2 and 3 on my pull list. So yeah, I think it's gonna be really good. hopefully, I want to find out what exactly went wrong because last time you see, like the uncle, I think it's their uncle, he tells them to go home, and then the guy says something about what happened to his family in the before is like your family will never learn, maybe they won't burn up like your wife did or something like that. And he turns around and looks at him, and then like next you see he's laying on the porch covered in blood, and the sun's coming up, and then all that stuff happens at the end of it. I ain't gonna give it away, but something apparently went down, like the two families in the town or whatever. So I got issue 2 and 3 coming, so it's definitely a stash for me. If it don't grab me and pull me in by issue 3, I'm gonna drop it.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same way. It wasn't anything super new. I picked that just because I do like God Country and the same writer, and I was hoping to kind of be able to grab me just as good. But unfortunately, I don't think it did. I mean, I may read issue 2 just to kind of see where else this is going to go, but it was nothing new. All I could think about was there was that stupid vampire TV show. It was on HBO or Showtime.
True Blood.
True Blood. Yeah, that's all I can think about. They're drinking the Bloodweisers and that. It's the first of it. That little girl sitting there reading. Is it her uncle or? I think it's her uncle's.
I think it's grandpa or something like that.
Was it grandpa?
It was their uncle.
Uncle.
Was your uncle?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's like, "Oh, damn it! Stop doing that. You're not supposed to be doing that." That was kind of cool, but unfortunately, I don't think it's gonna. It's not grabbing me. Like I said, I'll pick up issue 2 and see where that takes me. But after that, I don't think.
To me, it tread over a lot of ground that a lot of vampire things have done before. I mean, it was just nothing new.
Yeah. What about you, Count?
I liked that it was different from what people think of vampires now. That they didn't sparkle in the sunlight in this. They weren't well spoken. They weren't well dressed, or honestly, they weren't smart people. Or rich for that matter. For people who's been around for hundreds of years, they were still broke. And I like that aspect of the story, where it's going to go. And there's also, you mentioned the little girls, so that some of them have different abilities than some of the other ones. Some may not have any at all. They might just be normal vampires. But like you said, she was doing stuff that he didn't like, and it was something that he couldn't do. So.
And the grandpa could, remember, because he said, I bet he's up there hearing us right now,
Yeah. So I like that. And then they kind of have, someone, at least in the town, knows who they are and what they're about and everything. So it kind of gave them like they have a villain or an arch-rival too in the town, at least a family. So, it's a stash for me for now.
Mike, you're up. What's your next book?
Let's do the first Fuck Marvel book of the week. And this is Nick Fury #1. And I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna be nice.
We'll save the hatred for the second Fuck Marvel book of the week.
I don't think we have the same Fuck Marvel book of the week for the second one, though. But we'll see. Anyway, about this, I never knew Nick Fury had a son, for one thing. And apparently he has the same, what do they call it? The Infinity Formula serum that slows his aging. So
if you tell me his son's name is Mick, I'm going to lose it.
Yes. It's Nick Fury, Agent 110911, top-tier SHIELD operative, son of Nick Fury Sr., former Secret Avenger.
Little Nicky? Nicky?
Go fuck yourself. Little Nicky. This is basically 007. He's in the French Riviera looking for a Hydra agent. And this is your book right here. This is what the shit Marvel's throwing down your fucking throat right here. You could read this book in like freaking 3 seconds. And here's some more great panel work right here. Just psychedelic bullshit. Yeah, this was a blast for me. Fuck you, Marvel.
I don't think anybody else read that this week. I think you were the only one. I saw it on the shelf at the LCS, but I said nope, passing. Jeremy? What's your next book of the night?
My next book of the week, I'll leave the next Marvel book to Paul. But mine is Superman 21. It picks up pretty much like we all talking about with Damian and John. I thought it was cool how like Damian had to sleep over with John. They woke up and they were trying to find Batman. Because remember, Batman went out looking like at the neighbor's house or something. They couldn't find him. Something's up with the old man and the little girl. I want to know who that guy was that was like watching them. I don't know what's going on. And the little girl's got some kind of powers or something because John like freaks out and he falls out of the tree or something. And he's trying to shoot her. Like his eye beams go off and they go around her. She's like a force field around her. So she ran up on him and she was talking to him. They were both in their Robin suit and John had his suit on, so she knows completely about that now. So yeah, it's a pick, not a pick, but a stash for me. I really like the Superman 21. You still don't know what happened to Batman though.
Anybody else read Superman this week? I don't think anybody else read it.
Nope.
Okay, my next book is Plastic by Image Comics.
Oh yeah.
What a messed up kind of book. This is really kind of weird because it opens up this car's bouncing in a dark parking, dark space here. You can definitely tell having sex, and the guy's talking to her, and talking about petroleum jelly, and we need a new brush. Her name's Virginia. He's talking to her the whole time. Then you find out later on, after he goes to the store to buy some stuff, he's talking about a really hard bristle brush. He didn't want that. Some punks are out talking to his girl in the car, and then you find out it's a blow-up doll. That's his girlfriend. That's the girl he's talking to right there. But some of the guys, he kicks their ass. Their dad's a pretty important guy, and they end up capturing him and thinking that they can actually use him, and they're threatening him by killing her, so he'd never be able to see his beloved Virginia again. And they convince him to do a job for him. We don't know what that job is yet because he ended up pulling up at the curb to do that particular job. If they ever made this a movie, Johnny Knoxville would be perfect for this character.
Oh yeah.
He kind of looks like him right there. Soft stash on this, very soft, just because I would pick up the second one just to kind of see what that job is, to see where it's going from here. But man, I don't know about this. Anybody else pick up? I think Mike, you did.
Yeah.
I think you and I want you to read this week. What do you think of it, Mike?
I thought it was great. I got this classic. What do they call it? Amazing Spider-Man annual, whatever cover.
The wedding
cover. Yeah, they do mention that, like, he used to be like a secret agent or a spy or something. So I'm really curious to see how this plays out. Wasn't there a movie like this where he had like a mannequin? Not the mannequin movies, but
yeah, it was Ryan Gosling.
Yeah,
Gosling.
and he brought her to dinner, and the family just kind of accepted it, and he was crazy. That kind of reminded me of this. This was fun. This was some good stuff right here. So it's a hard stash for me.
Wow, hard stash for Grandpa.
And what
can't believe he's giving out hard stash. You're still at his age.
What? What's the girl's name? The blow-up doll?
Virginia, I think.
Yeah, Virginia. I live in Virginia. She's kind of hot too. I mean, hell, check her out.
I guess as blow-up dolls go.
Where's J. Scott Campbell now? Huh?
I just want to point out that the only reason Mike likes that book is because it's a cover swipe from Spider-Man.
That too.
So I wonder what he's doing with that brush, Mike.
I personally never owned one of them products, so I could assume some things.
I could assume a few things too. So we'll jump into Count. What's your third book?
The only other one I have left that I read was Secret Empire. I don't know if anyone else said they read that or not.
Oh, I think the whole panel did. Yeah.
Okay. I picked it up because I've seen they were talking about it. And, I mean, it was long and there were some cool parts to it, but overall, I didn't really, I guess, get into the storyline. The whole Cap being an agent of Hydra still is kind of weird to me. So maybe it just going into it, I didn't care for it. But, you know, they had Hydra. They execute a plan that was well put together, though. So I'll give the book that. It made that part, you know, easy to read through, where they kind of separate the heroes from each other and then wipe them out of the equation altogether, most of them. But I don't know if I'm going to pick it up again. So I would say, it's a blast for me.
We think we know what your first words are going to be, Paul, but why don't you go ahead and let us know?
Remember my love affair with Marvel? Fuck you, Marvel. Just fuck you with 1,000 dicks.
I'm going to get a shirt made with just Paul's head right in the middle, and it's going to say, fuck you, Marvel, right around it. I'm going to wear it at my next con.
I mean, I haven't been a fan of this whole fucking cheap stunt for sales from the beginning. I've been a fan of Captain America since issues in the 100s, and this is just kind of freaking insulting to me. I mean, what's next? Are you going to make fucking Uncle Sam be Comrade Semilovich and have him start being the communist leader? I mean, it's just, they're doing this cheap stunt for sales, and you lost my money because I'm not buying anything that says Secret Empire on it. I mean, I thought the book was stupid.
Mike.
I actually really enjoyed this. They've been setting this up for a long time now. But you got to be reading the Captain America books, all that bullshit. They don't know what they're fucking with, because I think Drew Manchu said it best on his review of this. Cap they've been setting all this up, and Count said, he's trapped all the like major space going heroes outside the planet because he is acting director of S.H.I.E.L.D. He now has control of the U.S. military. He's got all them bitches trapped up in space. So I loved it. So it's a stash for me.
Jeremy?
It's not going to be as nearly as harshly worded as Paul, but I hate this book with a passion. It's my turn of the week. Dude, they took all the history of Captain America and basically said it was a lie. Everything Captain America's ever stood for, they took it away and said it was all a lie, a ruse to get him inside. That's crap, man. That takes everything away that Captain America ever was to anybody and just craps on it, man. No.
It's kind of like Hulk Hogan joining the NWO all over again.
Not really, though, man.
Even that got out of hand.
Yeah.
After a while. So.
I mean, I can understand if they wanted to like sell some comic books, but they took like all the history of Captain America and just made it a lie, just to sell some comic books.
It's that Cosmic Cubic or Kobik or whatever her name is.
Y'all better hope and pray Dr. Manhattan comes to reset y'all's universe.
What is your? I guarantee if he comes to Marvel, he'll be wearing some booty short stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get started. It's not that bad, really. I didn't think it was that bad. I really hated Captain America 1 and 2 when we first find out he's an agent of Hydra, and I'm like, you rotten bastards! You know, taking this total icon of the United States and making him this bad guy, making him evil. Kind of go back to what Mike was talking about, the reference about Hulk Hogan going to NWO. It's kind of the same thing. Like here you have this baby face, all of a sudden he turns heel. You're like, you bastard! You just turned on me. You know, I think that's one great thing about comic books is they have multiple universes. We can bring a different Cap in, you know, or they could say this Cap never existed, because they're talking about totally resetting everything again. Maybe after this this story arc here, this major event, and I'm hoping maybe that's what they're going to do. But I don't think it was too bad. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to. Going into it, I'm like, oh, this is going to be a turd, and I actually enjoyed it fairly well. I'm actually looking forward to the rest of it. I think it was better than Inhumans versus X-Men and
Yes.
Monsters
If
United. What was that last one I did?
Unleashed.
Monsters Unleashed.
If this was the only event Marvel had for the year, I'm sure a lot more people would be into it. But I could see people hating on this book, but they're making. I think Captain America is going to be an awesome villain. It's cool.
I don't think they're going to keep him a villain forever. That's for sure.
No,
I don't think he's.
No, we know he's going back. It's just let's get through this.
Yeah, we know he's going back, but I just don't like it.
He could be the Captain America from Earth 213. I mean, we don't know. I mean, that's how crazy these gifts we can get with the comics, you know. So, I haven't been following Captain America all the way through, as I dropped it after issue 2 or 3. So I'm not caught up on that storyline. But I don't think you really need to. Do you, Mike? Do you think that to really follow this main story arc?
You could see the pieces. It's like a big chess game. Pieces falling into place. If you read the Captain America before this one, number 16 really helps, and the U.S. Avengers. What is this? Number 5 helps a little bit as well. There was a couple other tie-ins I didn't get, but you could see where Captain America is putting his chess pieces together and getting ready for this ultimate strike, trapping them heroes up in space so they can't get in. He puts like a shield around the Earth because he has control. Let me look it up real quick. There's a word for it.
Gets rid of New York too.
Yeah, gets rid of New York, the helicarriers.
JLS asks people actually buying U.S. Avengers, Mike.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, Paul, you're not going to buy. While he's looking up, you're not going to buy any more of this Secret Empire at all.
Probably not. I mean, I just disagree with the whole thing. I mean, granted, there were parts of the story that were cool. I mean, like Mike said, Captain America would make a great film because he's such a great tactician and that's what he does. But I mean, as someone who is in the military and someone who, you know, it's followed Captain America from the beginning, you know, it just rubs me the wrong way.
But if they reset everything, like I said, I've read quite a few articles lately talking about, because Marvel's sales are slumping because of all the stories and stuff they're doing that people are not buying it. They're talking about doing like a reboot, like a relaunch similar to what Rebirth was for DC. I mean, would you go back and give it another shot at least?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, but I mean, it's like, you know, everybody's like, you know, oh, this is only because he's been brainwashed by Kobik. Well, that wasn't the original plan. That was only became the plan after everybody lost their fucking mind when Captain America 1 came out.
Mm-hmm.
Here it is. Shit's going downhill, and it says, it's too much. I'm calling to formally notify you that the United States government has designated this a full state of emergency under the SHIELD Act. And they're talking to Captain America right now, which means you as Director of SHIELD are being put in immediate command of the U.S. military and all federally recognized law enforcement agencies. So he has full control of that shit. The country is now in your hands, Captain. I can think of no one better suited to lead us right now, blah, blah, blah. And what's up with Tony Stark? I thought he was like comatose somewhere.
You. I forgot about that.
Yeah, I hadn't read enough Marvel lately to know if they had addressed that whole thing, but...
Yeah, Tony Stark and Riri get the shield activated around the Earth, so that traps all them dudes up in space. So they want.
But did they really do it, or because it talks about they were like, "Whoa, did I do that? What happened?" You know, they were both kind of shocked how that stuff went down. So I'm not sure if they really did much into it. It was more of a, you know, Cap pulling strings behind the scenes to make it look like they did it.
So yeah, moving on.
Cat Ren says Tony's a hologram.
Right. So I guess he's just running the armor. There's no one inside the shell.
Okay. So, Count, you said you didn't have any books tonight. Paul, any last books? A couple books you read this week?
Venom 6. Marvel, can we kind of be a little friends again? Because I thought this book was great. I mean, come on, the symbiote's back with Eddie Brock. That's all I need to say.
Mike, you thought the same thing?
This is my pick of the week right here, if anybody was wondering. Yeah, if anyone's been reading Carnage, you know that Eddie Brock was on a task force, like a symbiote task force, trying to hunt down Carnage in them. But at the end of this book, he's back. Pick of the week right here.
I know.
So.
Uh-oh. Paul knows, Mike. Calm down.
And just a gorgeous, awesome cover right there.
Trinity, no more books for you, Paul? That was the other one you...
That was the last one I read this week.
How about you, Mike? Any of the last books?
Red Sonja, killing it as always. Stash that one. Royals #2. I'm dropping it. I like the first issue, and this issue did nothing for me. Wildstorm, we actually get some action in this book. I told you it was going to happen. Grifters shooting up some shit, so this was a stash for me. I mean, you got to figure they have 24 issues to go. They're dragging out this story, so I have high hopes for that. And my second fuck you Marvel book of the week is this goddamn Kid Kaiju Monsters Unleashed #1. Fuck this shit. This was a blast for me.
You didn't learn your lesson from the first Monsters Unleashed?
Yeah, well, the sacrifices I make for reviewing these crappy books.
Jeremy, how about you?
I picked up, I read Injustice 2, #2. I really liked it, even though Tom Taylor did some crazy stuff at the end of it. Like, the last issue dropped off where Amanda Waller had captured Harley Quinn and wanted her to join the Suicide Squad. She was telling her, she's like, y'all done messed up. She said, Batman is like, he wants me to be his next Robin. He's going to come for me. And it's like, we covered our trail. And she's like, this is the Batman you talking about. And it shows, like, the whole time she's talking to them, it shows Batman. He's like, going to the scene of the crime and doing detective work and stuff. About that time, they hear something outside. She's like, I told y'all Batman was coming for me. And she's like, there's no way he could find us here. There's no way he could find us here. And then about that time, the door comes open and it's Batman. And all you see is like red eyes. This Batman's got red eyes. I don't know if it's going to be Flashpoint Batman or who. But he comes in the door with guns and just starts killing everybody. And that's the way the book ends.
I'm assuming it's got to be Flashpoint if he has guns.
Maybe. I don't know. It's in a world where Harley Quinn's going to be a Robin. So who knows? But that was Injustice 2 #2. And I picked up, even though I dropped this book not long after Rebirth started, I decided to pick up Green Arrow because I heard some people talk about some good things about it. I read Green Arrow 21. It was pretty good. It like all I really know about Green Arrow is from the TV show because I've never read much of the comics. But I probably won't pick up another issue. It was all right. I mean, it didn't grab me enough to make me put it on my pull list or anything though. So Injustice 2 is a stash just because of the game, and I want to know what's going on with that. And Green Arrow, it's a blast. I wouldn't pick it up again.
The only other book I didn't read this week was Red Sonja #4. I still enjoy this. The art is still pretty good, I think. And the story's, I'm trying to figure out where this one left off. We find out that cop guy is actually from another dimension as well. That's why he can speak her language. I know that. But it's definitely pretty good. I enjoy it enough. Just had to figure out where it left off. That's right. The big monster that the main villain brought back is destroying the building, and they're trying to kill it right now. So that's where it left off. It's definitely a stash for me. I'll be picking up issue 5 as well. So I think that is it for the comic book portion, because you didn't have any more, right, Von Strange?
No, I sure didn't.
Okay. So we'll go and jump into a little segment Grandpa likes to call.
Shut your funko mouth. All right. very, very, very short segment tonight. You could go over to Entertainment Earth right now and pre-order some rock and roll pops. Joey Ramone, and these all be released in July. Joey Ramone and Jimi Hendrix, and the little fucking shit stain that he is, Justin Bieber. He need, I will pay somebody to take him out. Him and that Miley Cyrus. Anyway, so yeah, you could go order those three if you want at Entertainment Earth. Is Super Sarah still in
Mike,
here?
Did you see a Justin Bieber pop?
Yes.
They're having him with Hendrix and Joey Ramone?
And they called them icons.
Yeah. Maybe it's a Canadian exclusive.
One of these things is not like the other.
Pretty much. Oh my goodness. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll shut my Funko mouth. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, it's crazy. I don't know why he's getting a pop, and I don't know. Super Sarah stuff. Pre-order your Borderlands pops at Clark Toys. I'm sure you could pre-order them anywhere, but we got Emperor Claptrap coming, Lilith, Zero, and Super Sarah's favorite and mine, Tiny Tina. I can't wait to have my hands around Tiny Tina.
I'm just not touching that one.
I was reading the chat. Oh, and it clicked with me.
What?
You're not touching Tiny Tina? Is that what you said?
I'm not. Have any of you? Do you guys know who Tiny Tina is?
I have no idea.
Paul, Jeremy.
I'm assuming it's from the video game.
I have the game. I haven't played it enough to.
What game is it?
Borderlands 2.
Oh no, I never played that game.
Oh man, she's just a psycho crazy 8-year-old girl, and yeah. Google her when we get off here. She's awesome. I was on Pop Price Guide right before coming on here, and I saw there's going to be a couple Walgreens exclusive Dorbs that I kind of want to get my hands on. There's going to be a Compound Hulk, half red, half green, and a pretty cool looking Iron Patriot Dorb. So look for those at Walgreens coming soon. And then in May, the Dead Man Tell No Tales, Pirates of the Caribbean pops are going to drop. Hot Topic's going to have a exclusive Jack Sparrow. He's going to be gold. A Captain Salazar, a ghost version of Captain Salazar, a normal Jack Sparrow, and a ghost Will Turner. And that is really all I got. I did pick up 3 pops this week. I'm only going to show one because I don't want to spoil the other 2. And my wife brought this home for me today, and that's the Previews exclusive Iron Fist. And this makes 586 of them.
Wow.
So does that little midget guy from Pirates of the Caribbean, is he going to be a mystery mini?
So what's that?
The little midget guy from Pirates of the Caribbean, is he going to be one of the mystery minis?
That's racist.
That's not racist. Real quick, do you have any Funko Pops you collect?
I do have some. I probably got around 100. I was gonna ask Mike if they were gonna stop with just Joey Ramone and Hendrix, or did they plan on doing more of the music pops, or what?
I want a Kurt Cobain pop.
I hope not. There's so much they can do. I've talked about it before on my channel. Some Slipknot pops, Slayer, all them great metal bands. I know Metallica's coming out. I don't know.
I was going to ask you about Metallica. Zeppelin would be a good one too. I'd be
Zeppelin
all in for Floyd.
I mean, there's so much they could do. I'm sure it's all licensing and all that crap, but why Justin Bieber? Why?
Yeah.
They gotta come. Have they come out with Kiss ones yet? Because if not,
they have.
I mean, Kiss slaps their fucking name on everything.
Yeah. Yeah, they're going pretty high. Yeah, Leonard Skinner would be a good one too.
Van Halen.
Jeremy was asking about a Kurt Cobain pop. I heard the Hot Top was going to have the headless one.
Oh. Shotgun toy.
Yeah, I was going to say, are they going to have one with Courtney Love holding a shotgun?
Exactly.
Heroin needle sticking out of her arm.
Do you mainly collect horror ones, or which kind of Funko Pops do you collect, Cal?
I do have a lot of horror ones. I started off buying the Walking Dead ones, so I got a decent amount of those. But you know, Walking Dead, some horror pops. Ninja Turtles is a big one that I like to get. OMG Chris, or Half Shell Heroes Chris, sent me a bunch about a month or two ago, and there were some awesome ones in there, like Casey Jones. I was super psyched on finding that one. The Crow, that's a cool one. I don't have that one yet.
Someone was asking about it just in the chat, and yes, they do that. There's a glow-in-the-dark version of these too. So
That's cool. I was doing the collector core for the first 2 months too, so I got the the Hulkbuster and the Ant-Man one that came with that. Trying to think of what else. I got other ones, but a lot of them were like gifts and stuff too. So
Thinking of Hulkbuster, I need to still get that one from you, Jeremy, if you still got it.
I got it.
Oh,
Although it might come headless from me, you never know.
Oh, okay. Good. Anybody else buy any pops this weekend or anything?
I think what did I pick up? I got the Masked Sarah Ryder for Mass Effect.
oh yeah, that I have put almost 60 hours into.
Yep. And I got the Suicide Squad GameStop exclusive one for Harley Quinn, the Dorb, and a False God Superman Dorb.
Anybody else? Trinity, you get any?
Yeah, I got some. I actually just got this one tonight. The Walmart exclusive Wonder Woman. She's doing the like that. You can see the pose if you can see it.
Yeah, I almost picked that one up, and the box was completely jacked. I was so pissed.
I got this one in the Funko Shop exclusive Batman.
Jungle Batman?
Jungle Batman, not to be mistaken with Tarzan Batman.
Looks like he's wearing Andre the Giant's ring attire.
And then, like I put on the Facebook page, a page to have good friends, had a buddy of mine just bring this to me and said, here, I found 5 of them. You can have this one.
nice.
So, Chase Star-Lord.
Found the Demogorgon Chase not too long ago, and they had 3 of them on the shelf where I was at. So
Nice.
yeah.
I think you were talking about one of your live shows, weren't you?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I was watching that one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That was a surprise. I've never actually stumbled across a Chase just out in the wild like that, and to see 3 of them at one time, it was kind of awesome. So kind of gives you hope that you can still find them places other than eBay or swap shows.
I
You
don't
just
think I've
gotta
ever
find
seen a
somewhere where
Chase
the
in a while.
employees. You got to find somewhere where the employees don't collect. I mean, everywhere around here, all the employees collect. So
Yeah.
The old ones, I didn't buy any Funko Pops. My wife gave me my first Mystery Mini, got the Wolverine one, and I ended up getting. I bought Magneto the other day. I bought these guys from Fred Meyer. It would be Kroger back east. They were on sale. They were like $1.50 a piece. So I grabbed a whole bunch of them. Their heads pop off and their arms pop off. You can take and move them around, change their bodies and stuff around. So.
Can you change them to a Hydra agent?
Oh,
I
maybe.
was just gonna say, can you put Red Skull on top of Captain America?
Oh, you know what?
Make this happen.
Like this?
Oh
There you
yeah.
And I'll put Cap's head here right below Red Skull. So those are the ones I got. Those are cool for like $1.50 a piece. They were on clearance, so I just grabbed some up. There's Groot, and then there's a little Rocket and a Spider-Man. So
Nice. We got some of those.
Huh?
I said we got some of those X-Men mystery minis about a month ago in at work. And I bought 2. I think I'm the only person that's bought any still. So,
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're just sitting around waiting. I'll probably end up buying the whole box when it's said and done.
They're pretty cool, I think. But only thing I don't like is you don't know what you're getting. I mean, you can get, 5 Magnetos. You're like, crap, I don't want to buy anymore because I'm gonna get the same damn one over and over.
Yep.
Any other Funko news or Funko talk?
for the chat, if anyone received their Disney box, what do you guys think? I was not too impressed. I'm glad I didn't get it. Don't think I'm going to be jumping on that bandwagon anytime soon. And if you guys got your Guardians box without any spoilers, what do you all think? So if you guys want to leave some comments, and that's all I got. So shut your Funko mouth.
Okay, so move on to Trinity's superhero cinema. Go ahead, man.
All right, let me see if I can get this set up. Go ahead and hit screen share. And here we go.
Make sure your dirty tabs are closed.
Yeah.
This is Jeremy, not Mike.
I got dirty tabs everywhere.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it, Mike.
First story up I got right here. It says New Mutants are going to start filming this summer. I read in another post, I think it's going to start filming next month, or June 4th. There it is. Filming in Massachusetts on June 4th. And so what you guys think about that?
That'll be Fox, right? That owns the rights to them.
Yeah, because they set it up. If I'm not mistaken, anybody that saw Logan, I mean, didn't they set up? Yeah, it says entry Logan in his first time. They set up New Mutants and X-Force in there, didn't they? If I'm not mistaken.
Kind of, sort of, I guess, if you want.
Kind of, sort of.
Is it going to be a live action or animated?
It's a live action. So well, I mean, they're filming, so.
Do you think Fox should go with rated R, considering the success they've had with their 2 rated R movies, or?
I don't know anything about the New Mutants really, but yeah, I mean, the rest of the panel can answer that.
I don't think I would go R with New Mutants. X-Force, I would absolutely go R on.
Yeah, I think certain movie titles definitely make sense, like Logan and Deadpool, but something like that I could see not going rated R with.
Well, what was cool with that? I mean, people are concerned about having like Deadpool now. How can they have Deadpool now? Well, it'd be cool to have Deadpool in there and starting to curse and have his words bleeped. I think that'd be good. Like, what in the, and he hears the bleep. He says, why am I getting censored? That I think that would be kind of cool to see in a movie. But I don't know how well that would play in a serious type movie. It'd have to be like almost like another Deadpool movie for that to work, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know.
New Mutants has such a history before Deadpool. I mean, he was really not a big part of the whole thing.
No. And if they're going back to the origin of him, so, okay, what? He was in issue
98.
98, yeah. So, okay.
All right, next piece we got here, it says future Alien movies could feature a de-aged Sigourney Weaver as Ripley. Yeah, I would. Yeah, I mean, I'm not even really that big of a fan of the Aliens movies. I know I'm going to get stoned.
Shut your Funko mouth.
Shut your Funko mouth.
Out of this panel right now.
But yeah, I mean, I dig that. Sigourney Weaver is a great actress. So
You get Glenn Danzig to do a double.
We got this James Gunn. I shared this to the page. James Gunn is returning for Guardians 3. And yeah, I mean, we pretty much. What do y'all think about it? I know John Campion, Collider, was saying that he didn't think it was a good idea because he didn't really think it was a good idea because he didn't want like didn't want James Gunn to get like kind of tight. Like he didn't want to get him to get burned out because he said James Gunn's such a good director and writer and everything. He didn't want him to get burned out doing this one thing. He wished he would because James Gunn makes such great movies. But I think he's an idiot because James Gunn, having not seen Guardians, 2, Guardians 1 was amazing. I didn't even know who they was when I went to see it, and now I'm a fan.
3 movies. I don't think any director in the comic movies should do more than 3. I mean, 3's good.
Yeah. And he said this right here. Let's see. I think he said he gave a. If I'm not mistaken, this is the. He actually told in another interview. I think I got it pulled up here somewhere. Yeah, right here toward the end. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 was originally supposed to have Adam Warlock. And he says right here, I love Adam Warlock. He's one of my favorite characters. In all truth, I wrote an early treatment where I had Adam Warlock as a part. This is your big scoop because I don't think I've told anyone else this. It was Adam Warlock. He was a big part of the screenplay, and I realized it was one too many characters, and I adored the character. I adored what we had done with him. I think we did something really creative and unique with Adam Warlock. But it was one character too many. I didn't want to lose Mantis, and Mantis was much more organically part of the movie so I decided to save him for later. So I guess there's your scoop right there. If you got the first appearance of Adam Warlock, whatever that is, better scoop it up now because it's going to start blowing up.
It's already kind of blown up. I mean, it is early Fantastic Four, so.
Well, yeah, I figure it'll blow up even more is what I'm saying.
Adam Warlock plays a pretty big part in
Infinity Gauntlet.
Yeah, Infinity Gauntlet. So I'm wondering if he's going to show up in that in Infinity War coming out.
I have no idea, but I don't know. Do they have the rights to all the characters that is in that story? Because they may have to deviate from it, which means he might.
I'm assuming if they were going to have him in Guardians of the Galaxy 2, they would be able to have him in Infinity War.
Oh yeah, what I'm saying
I
is
mean, he originally showed up in Fantastic Four, but he was not. I think the rights to the Fantastic Four ones that Fox owns, they had to be an integral part of the Fantastic Four. So he was only in a couple issues. So and most of his stuff was not in the Fantastic Four.
What I was saying was, I don't know that storyline and all the characters, do they have the rights to all the other characters, which means they might have had to change it so his part might, you know what I'm saying? Like he might not be such a integral part anymore. I don't know.
Well, even if you look at, go back to the Infinity Gauntlet, Silver Surfer plays a huge part in that book too. And they can't have him in that because Fox owns Silver Surfer.
You know, that was I don't know what website it was. It might have been Marvel themselves. Their April Fool's joke was to say that what's his name? Sylvester Stallone was going to be Galactus, and the guy from Smallville TV show was going to be Silver Surfer. So
is it Stallone in Guardians of the Galaxy too?
Yeah, Stallone's still in there, but they were just talking about the characters because they hadn't released what character he was.
Oh. Sorry, Paul. Didn't mean to cut you off there.
No, I just said you can't do a worse Galactus than Fox did. So,
yeah.
What the earth swallowing cloud,
the mist,
with the shadow of his helmet to kind of look like Galactus. You mean?
I mean, I don't know whether they were thinking, maybe fans don't want to see a giant purple guy with a helmet, but I'm telling you, like when I watched that trailer for the Thor. When I saw Hela with the big fucking head thing, I completely popped. I was like, yes.
That's where the studio people get it wrong. We want to see it come from the comic page to the screen. Or I do at least, Let's go on to the next story here. We already knew Joss Whedon confirms he's doing Batgirl and talks casting. He says, I'm not against movie stars. They're great, but you need somebody who's not going to be you need somebody who's going to be just right. In a situation like this, the name Batgirl carries a lot of weight, so it's not as critical, Whedon said. He then joked that it's definitely going to be Vin Diesel. But I got an article that goes along with this. He said made him want to do it. He said, she came up and I started getting obsessed with how a young woman could get hardcore enough to put on the cowl. Like, what's her damage? She didn't have her parents killed in an alley. Who is this person who decides, rather than being forced by their childhood trauma, decides to pick up this life? He added, how intense and driven a person is. He said, I just couldn't stop thinking about it. So I think he's right for wanting a new person or like a not so known person. What do you guys think about it?
I'm thinking Alicia Silverstone should not be sitting waiting for her phone to ring.
Me too.
Yeah. Figuring she's in the next. Oh God, I can't think of the name of that movie. a whole bunch of book series about kids in middle school.
She's still alive?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, the Wimpy Kids.
Yeah, she's in the new Diary of the Wimpy Kid as the mom.
I mean, granted, I think she kind of got a raw deal by people getting on her case for that movie. I mean, the entire movie was a freaking shit show. So just
Right.
That was Schumacher's. Bad.
yeah.
Bat
Put
nipples.
nips on Batman.
Yeah.
But I mean, everybody was calling her fat girl, and
You know,
She was fat. I didn't think she was fat.
well, I mean, this is the Hollywood society. I mean, if you're not a size 0,
yeah, you're fat. I know a lot of people are like in early casting, like with fan casting, was talking about Emma Stone, but I heard somebody else say a name that once I thought about it, I thought would be great, and that's Kate Mara. If you know who I'm talking about, she played in House of Cards, like the first season of House of Cards. I think it was first and second season of House of Cards, where she got pushed in front of a train. She was an actress. I think she would be good. She's not like a massively known actress, you know.
Yeah, I'd like to see her in some tights.
I mean, you need to find some girl who's done some independent movie. I mean, it's like, Jennifer Lawrence, before she did Hunger Games and X-Men, she did this movie called Winter's Bone that was just amazing. I mean, you need to find someone like that nobody knows who they are, but they can act.
Yeah. There's no expectations on something like that either.
Here's a story that I wasn't even going to talk about, but this little related article up here made me think about it, where this Justice League actor talks about the opening scene in Justice League. All right, if you go back and watch the Justice League trailer, at the very beginning part of it, it shows this big it's like a war between the Atlanteans and the Amazons. Okay, if you pause that on there and you look in the very background, it looks like just parademons are flying everywhere, but there's two characters that look like the Thanagarians, that look like Hawkman and Hawkgirl in the background, because their wings are like white and they have like a goldish tint to them. The parademons have their wings flutter like insects. These look like bird wings. I don't have that trailer pulled up, but next when the show ends, go in there and pull it up and look, and what do you guys think about the Thanagarians being? The story that I've been reading is that scene is going to be how Zack Snyder always does the little opening montage movie thing like he did with Watchmen when it showed the old timers, like the comedian and all of them when they were in their heyday. This is going to be talking about the war between when Darkseid had come and was trying to terraform Earth, and the Amazons and the Atlanteans had to battle him. That's what I've been hearing.
Yeah, it makes sense too that they talk about the Day of Heroes has to come again, so you'd be led to believe that heroes already existed in that world and coincided together.
That's what
you guys.
I think it'd be cool to have the Thanagarians. You don't have to show them in the rest of the movie, but just kind of show them in the background, or even show them on the screen for just a split second in that part. To let you
what do you think of her playing Batgirl? Was it Bella Thorne? I think that's her name. She played in Blended as Adam Sandler's daughter.
I think
she kind of has the look
for Poison Ivy.
I don't know if she has the acting chops, but she kind of has the look.
Is she redheaded or is that blonde headed? I can't.
She's redheaded in some roles and blonde in others.
Well, redheaded. I actually think.
There's Kate Mara.
Yeah. Kate Mara.
There's another picture of her right there.
There you go. You just cut Mike off.
Oh well, there we go. I'm showing a girl.
Nobody cares about Mike.
What?
But I mean, she's got some of the look of that could pull off a Batgirl.
Pull up Kate Mara.
Kate Mara?
Yeah.
Right there, third one down.
Oh yeah, didn't she play in Fantastic Four?
Yeah.
Yeah, she did. The first one, right, or was it the second one?
Second
one, yeah.
Or the newest
I forgot.
show.
Yeah, I forgot she was in that movie. I totally watched it out of my head.
I don't think so. She may even be playing better Barbara Gordon. Is it Barbara Gordon? Is that who they're going to be playing?
Yeah. Rose Leslie would be good for it.
Oh, yeah. From Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's a little skinny, though. I mean, But
Yeah,
she
but, like,
could beef up though.
She on Game of Thrones, she looked a little thick. So
All right, I'm gonna click back over here. Yeah, I just think Kate Mara would be cool. She's not really like a really known, and she needs something that's gonna like get her name out of there. That bad taste out of your mouth with that Fantastic Four. I think she's been in hiding since that movie.
But
And
I think. Go ahead, Paul.
I just looked in the chat, and I have to agree with Aim High. He said, "I don't care." He's waiting on Power Girl with Kate Upton.
Never gonna
Oh
happen.
my God. No, not gonna happen. Crazy poop window going on.
Okay, my next story here is Korg, and does that say Mike or Meek? Confirmed for Thor Ragnarok. Maybe y'all know who they are.
Yeah, they're the two of the side characters in the World War Hulk story arc.
They're Rocksteady and Bebop of War Hulk.
Okay. Well, they're going to be in the movie. This right here says Kevin Feige confirms Spider-Man for Avengers 4 teases Homecoming sequel in 2019. He says that's as far as it goes for now. And then he said, we had a very particular plan about Spidey himself. Feige answered, although he kept those plans to himself. So we're going to get him again up until 2019 anyway.
I mean,
So
I'm loving the new Spider-Man stuff, but I mean, with the new love for R-rated superhero movies, someday you can't do it now because they're going back to he's a teenager and everything. Someday you got to do the R-rated Kraven's Last Hunt. You just got to do it.
Year 2047 is when it will happen. And
I'll wait.
in today's crazy news, James Gunn confirms that Guardians of the Galaxy has 5 post-credit scenes. Yes, 5. You got that right.
Shoot.
Is that Joey Fatone from Backstreet Boys?
No, it's
Joey Fat One.
some
Yeah.
idiot from Screen Rant. The Screen Rant, because I love this, because he actually, Screen Rant said Guardians of the Galaxy 2 has 4 post-credit scenes, and then James Gunn retweeted them and said, well, actually 5. So, yeah, 5 post-credit scenes. I know they had filmed a bunch with Stan Lee when he was on set for their, when Stan Lee does his cameos, they had filmed a bunch of those with Stan Lee, with James Gunn, because he was talking about, like, right after they did it and announced it, that how he thought it was, like, very cool that he, how much he loves Stan Lee. But I think they filmed like the next 14 cameos of his. Like, I don't know how they did that, but I guess they know how to do it. But
I'm
this
sorry.
cat right here, go ahead.
If they don't film a cameo with Stan Lee as a janitor picking up Thor's hammer and dusting under it, then there is no God.
Well, there is a God, but I'm pretty sure he doesn't dress like that anyway. Yahya Abdul-Mateen II confirms he's playing Black Manta in the Aquaman movie. I don't know what this guy looks like, but
I'll look him up
Black-
while you're talking.
well, you don't really have to know it, I guess, because from what I hear, when they did the whole CinemaCon, they did the storyboards of it. At CinemaCon, people were reporting of it, and they said there was storyboards of Black Manta, and they said yes, he does have his classic helmet. I mean, you can't do Black Manta without that classic helmet.
Nope.
I know this cat better be hardcore enough to where he's going to take on Jason Momoa. Jason Momoa's Aquaman seems brutal so far.
Yeah.
And,
Jason Momoa could read the phone book and it would be brutal.
and the Variety reported that Captain Marvel finds the directors and Anna Boden and Ryan Fleck, who
There he
did
is.
Mississippi Grind. Oh yeah, I don't know what I've ever seen him before, but
The Get Down.
again,
Yeah, wasn't there somebody else from The Get Down recently that was starring in a comic book movie?
it was he did the
I think
voice
so.
for Miles Morales in that animated movie they're coming up with, I think. But what do y'all guys think about these directors for Captain Marvel? I don't know who they did. Mississippi Grind. Let's see here. Yeah, I don't know. Mississippi Grind and Half Nelson.
Never seen
Yeah,
either,
I've seen-
honestly.
I've never seen either one of them either, really, but I know they nailed it with Brie Larson, so they better come correct because I want to see that picture right there come to life with Brie Larson in the movie.
I just know I trust Marvel picking their directors.
Yeah.
And fuck Zack Snyder.
Yeah.
I love Zack Snyder, but I guess it's opinions. This next part is not really superhero, but to me, Clint Eastwood is a superhero. His next film will be a terrorist train drama called The 1517. That's about those three guys that were in Paris and that they stopped that ISIS bomber, and do what? Like he had a box cutter and cut that one kid all up. There's two, I think it's like three Marines, or they were just American soldiers. It says stop a terrorist plot bound for on the train for Paris. The film is based on the book by Anthony Sadler, Alex Scarletto, Spencer Stone, and Jeffrey E. Stern. I don't know. I think it'll be good. Clint Eastwood, I tend to like all his movies.
Yeah.
Already did the what was it? What was that movie? I'm drawing a blank. It starts with a T.
The Gran Torino?
Yeah, Gran Torino. That's it. Yeah, Gran Torino.
Or my dad calls it El Camino.
And we already talked about this Adam Warlock stuff, but that's the last I got, man.
Okay, so I have a couple questions or a couple things I want to talk about real quick too. I've been watching Legion. Anybody else been watching Legion, or have you seen the whole series so far?
I had not.
No,
I've been meaning to
my
go
wife
back.
says it's crazy good. She said it was weird at the beginning, and then it comes full circle.
Yeah, I've seen the first episode, and it was kind of weird, so I haven't picked it back up yet, but I plan on it.
Yeah, I watched the first episode, and I was like, what the is going on here? I didn't bother watching it probably for a good month. And then I picked up watching episode 2 the other night. Dude, it's been hard to stop watching it from there on out. And it grabbed me in episode 2. It's still a little weird, but it has that cool, creepy vibe to it that just enough. And it's got just some really cool scenes in it. I'm really digging it. I think I'm on episode 6. I just finished episode 6. I have 7 and 8 left. I'm not sure if it's still on the air, or if maybe they only had eight episodes in there. Anybody else watch anything? What's that?
I said I think they've wrapped it up.
Oh, really?
At least the season, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, I know
Yeah, my
Walking
wife
Dead
just said the last few episodes ties it all up.
Okay. I know Walking Dead had 6 episodes or 8 episodes in their first season too. So,
Yeah,
I mean,
it was
that's
8.
It was short.
anybody else watch anything else on TV or any shows or any other movies you've seen recently?
I just finished up Into the Badlands, which I'm totally in love with. I know I'm behind about, and I did finish Iron Fist finally. Awesome.
I liked it. There was a lot of hate with Iron Fist. I thought a lot of people didn't like the character or the guy that they chose to play Danny Rand, but overall, I thought it was a pretty good show.
Yeah,
I think it fits Danny Rand if you follow the comics.
You know?
Yeah,
Exactly.
it's right.
Yeah, and it's not as crazy action-packed as like Daredevil. So I mean, people I guess may get kind of bored with it, expecting action like that, especially when they added the Punisher for season 2. But overall, I liked it. I thought it was good.
Speaking of the Punisher, who's really hoping that the thing that was released that said that the Punisher series is coming 2017? Who hopes that's legit?
Me,
Everybody.
yeah.
I've heard that the projected release is near Halloween. I mean, and they have released a couple of the Marvel shows right around then. I mean, it's a pretty light time for. I mean, it would be a good fit.
Have you guys been following any of like the WGA stuff where they're talking about the writer's strike again? Like what was it, 2006?
Yeah.
You remember hearing about that? They're talking about doing that again. So.
Oh yeah, they got a date. Like if it ain't settled by so and so date, we going on strike. Y'all ain't getting any shows. So.
Yeah, it's coming up too, and it says like it could directly affect like the DC universe, their shows that they have, and a lot of the other ones. And I don't know if Netflix would, because I bet Netflix has their own writers writing for their Marvel shows and stuff. But
I'm gonna shock everybody right here, and I'm gonna say if they canceled Arrow, I would be okay with it.
yeah, I kind of would be too. I like the first 2 seasons, but they've got too many characters.
Yeah, I think that show's run its course.
Yeah.
It's definitely had its issues the last couple seasons, but I know that I'm really excited for the fact that they're coming full circle and bringing Deathstroke back, and
I'm glad you mentioned that.
And this is the last season with flashbacks.
Yeah.
Flashbacks were nice on the island.
I'm glad you brought that up, Paul, because I mentioned this last show, and we got some clarification that Manu Bennett is coming back to play Deathstroke, but like he's not. They're going to be showing him without you see his face like a couple times, and then you hear like his voice most of the time. That's because he's stuck in New Zealand, and like he's having to film like that show. He's doing some kind of other show, but they're using his voice. They're not going to really show his face that much. But he did film one scene because I saw there's a trailer. He's
doing that Shannara show for MTV, isn't he?
Shannara Chronicles or whatever it is. But they showed a trailer where apparently Oliver's going to have to seek him to help him take down Prometheus, because it shows Oliver open the cell to the door to his where he's got his cell at, and he walks in there and he holds out the Deathstroke mask, and he said, "I need your help," or something like that. And it shows Manu Bennett in that scene, but I think that's the only scene that he's filmed with him. The rest of the time it's going to be somebody else. And I think he was just trolling everybody.
Well, the last time they had a writer's strike, Joss Whedon created a YouTube short video. Anybody else watch that Dr. Horrible sing-along vlog? No?
No, I've heard of it, but I've never watched it.
Oh, it's like about an hour long, probably, with all the scenes. It has Nathan Fillion as Captain Hammer. If you haven't seen that, you got to definitely go watch it. It's pretty funny. And they may even have it in all one video now. You can just watch the whole thing. That was one cool thing that came out of that last writer's strike, I think. Any other news? Any other movie news or TV news? Watching? No? No? All right, so I guess we'll go ahead and close the curtain on Trinitys Superhero Cinema. So one of these days we'll get some sound effects in here. Maybe get a little monkey to close some curtains for you there, Jeremy. I guess we'll go ahead and start wrapping it up right now. We're actually at an hour 40 minutes running long. So last minute things, we'll start with you, Count Month Strange. Any shout outs or any last minute things you want to say before we close out of here?
Well, I'd like to thank you guys for having me on tonight. It's been awesome. Couple shout outs. I got a couple subscribers that I'd like to recognize. Havoc Comics, which was Christian Collins, awesome guy. Check him out. And then Moonlander, Geek Out Cinema, and Mike's Horror Corner. Awesome YouTubers with, not a lot of subs right now. So.
If you want, you can put their links down in the comments if you want to. So down below, make sure to do that so everybody else can go check them out.
Okay.
Paul, how about you?
My usual shout out. Everybody that's in the chat right now watching us. I mean, you're the reason we do the show. We would probably do this off air if nobody was watching, but you guys do watch. So, and you guys make it awesome in the chat. So keep it up.
It'd be a lot dirtier in the off air, though. Probably wouldn't have shirts on or anything.
I think Jeremy would quit if it was the off air all the time.
Yeah, I would.
Mike, how about you?
In the off air, I actually don't like these guys except for the Count. So,
what?
No.
Go Cubs.
Yeah, exactly.
Inconceivable.
I'm just kidding. Big shout out to Mrs. BGG for getting into the comic books. I hope she starts reading more, maybe giving us some reviews alongside her husband, Mr. BGG. Let's see. Want to shout out Area 51. I just won a little segment of his contest. He had like a 3-part contest. So shout out to Area 51. He's got some great Star Wars collection in his background. And a couple new survivors. Why did
they are survivors because they sent through 2 of your videos, so
they made it.
Subscribers, Johnny Fi, and
Johnny Fi.
Johnny Five's alive.
Johnny Fi, F-I. He only has 39 subs. He's a newer subscriber to me. I haven't seen him put out any content, but go check him out. And lady that I just found out she subscribed to me, she has a lot of subs. Her name is Hollow Wheatley, HALLOW Wheatley, WHEATLEY. Hollow Wheatley. She has 237 subs. Not sure about her content either. I want to thank the Count for being on tonight. Love his stuff. And that's all I got.
The Hollow Weekly girl, isn't she from like Europe or something? Is that the same girl?
I know there's Warg Hollow.
Yeah. Okay, moving on.
Yeah, Super Sarah Stuff actually won Area 51's contest as well. So we are co-winners.
All right, who's cutting? Are you cutting something over there?
I gotta make my lines for after the show.
That's what I was wondering. You're cutting it with something. Go ahead, Trinity.
Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to I can't pronounce this guy's last name. Please don't hate me if you see this. Eric Shadle, or I don't know how to pronounce it, but I put on the Blasted page and I was looking for a copy of Redneck 1 because I liked it and I want to pick up the rest, but I don't want to be like stuck. But because I went on eBay, I was going to buy it on there, but it was like $20. I was like, man, bump that. It ain't that good. But who wants to start at issue number 2, right? So anyway, just shout out to everybody, Super Sarah Stuff. I saw him in here a while ago, Airborne Sapper, comic fan. Shout out to him. Shout out to the Count for coming on tonight. Shout out to Alex. I don't know what happened to Alex. He got caught up or something. He's in New York, I think.
Yeah, he's at a con.
He's in New York this week.
Oh, the Warriors might have got him. Ain't no telling. Shout out.
I saw him. I saw a picture of him and his wife with Hoda Cope this morning.
I saw that too.
Oh yeah, what a comedy! Yeah. Anyway, shout out to 1/3 of the Fan Expo Trinity, Aim High Comics, who says, trying to get my wife on board with wearing a Power Girl costume. I picked the wrong thing to read. Okay.
No, I think that is, as a husband or a boyfriend, I think that's our goal with our wives or any of our girlfriends, is trying to get them to wear that Power Girl, to wear that Catwoman, to wear that Batgirl costume. I think that's all our goal. So.
Yeah, it'd be like, I can't make the show this week, guys.
Anyway, we all want to be like Ross Geller and get Rachel to wear the Slave Leia costume, and you know it. You get that. Anyway, shout out to everybody, man. Alex helped me, Trinity Winfrey. I'm gonna go ahead and do the subs for everybody. Just shout out to everybody, man.
And I'll check in your seats. You'll touch yourself. And moving on. Count Monster H for jumping in this week. We got a hold of him earlier, so we definitely appreciate you coming in here. It's been a blast. It's a stash. It's been a stash, not a blast. I thank everybody for joining us in the chat too. We were up to 29 live viewers, which is, I don't know if that's, what is our record for live viewers? Do you even remember what that number was?
It was
34,
34, 35, somewhere around there.
But usually the average has been about 20, and so we got quite a few tonight.
Do you want to maybe talk about a guest next week, or you want to?
We can talk about that. Well, I don't know. I guess we can just mention it here if somebody wants to come on. What we're trying to do now is trying to have somebody on each week that's, not a normal panel member, just to come on and have fun for a night. So if you're interested in that, get a hold of one of us, or leave a comment in this video down below, or any of our channels. Leave a comment, say, hey, I want to be on Friday night. Let us know, and we can try to work you in there. So I think that is it, guys. So, of course, let me see if I can get this right this week, because last week I screwed it all up. Whether you blast it or whether you stash it, happy reading, and we'll see you next Friday.
Later, guys.
Later, everybody.
Bye.